Luther Kruger here with the Big Blue Sun Museum of Solar Cooking from Minneapolis. I'm here with Anthony Stoppiello.
That's right.
Here in New Salem, Oregon.
Right.
I just love this part of the world. I mean, it's so green. I mean, how much of the world is still green?
Yeah.
But Anthony and Victoria stumbled on this.
I looked at it and said, wow, that's an interesting looking device.
Yeah. Lawrence Fischer's solar cooker. And it's a parabolic trough reflector. It has seen better days, but thankfully Anthony saw the article on my cooker collection and what I do in Minneapolis and said, hey, we got this classic cooker. And I said, you know, I actually posted his patent on the Solar Cooking Wiki, and that's why I remember the shape. And I thought, oh, okay, yeah, great. And Anthony and Victoria, they said, have the contribute to the museum. Much appreciated.
Right. Oh gosh,
it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
So having a collection, we can say, here's the real history. Here's one particular cooker.
We have a couple of Milwaukee ovens.
Yeah.
I'm an architect, and I've designed solar buildings and all that stuff for years.
When you say the Milwaukee, you're talking the sun oven, the Milwaukee.
Yeah, the Milwaukee sun oven. Yeah. We have two of them. We have the original one, and when we bought a newer one, we bought the first. When Real Goods moved to Eugene, we were their first. We bought their first oven.
Okay.
We said, oh, we want one of those.
Sure.
Their first sale. So
yeah.
It's kind of.
So you design like passive solar homes.
Yeah.
And like solar heating.
No, yeah,
kind of
all of it. Off-grid stuff.
Sure.
I'm a thermal guy.
Sure.
I'm not a PV. I mean, I put PV on some of my projects, but I'm mostly a passive solar.
Sure.
Daylighting and all that sort of stuff, solar water heating.
Yep.
I was fortunate. I went to Arizona State University in the 70s, architecture school, where John Yellett was my mechanical and electrical professor, and Jeff Cook was my design professor. Those two guys have been doing solar for years, so I was really lucky to fall into that scene.
Like I said before we started taping, you got to put them in front of a moving truck to destroy them. I mean, they're well built, or leave them unattended outside. Apparently. Yeah.
Well, this one looks like someone was using it.
Yeah.
And maybe it was too cumbersome to take it up and down every day. But when I saw it, I said, "Oh, I got to have it."
Yep.
The guy said, "Take it."
Yes.
Okay, I'm taking it. And then I opened it up and found that this is I'll stay with the thermal ovens. This will be on me.
It looks like pretty much all the parts are here.
It looks that way.
In fact, those mirrors, that looks like those would be the ones that have fallen loose.
I think up there, yeah.
Yeah.
And you could get somebody to make these if you had to. But it'd be nice to show them,
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep the whole package, try to put it back in shape.
Yeah, good.
It's basically, it looks like just a little cleanup, maybe a little glue here and there.
Mm-hmm,
figure out how to put the
it took two of us. It took my wife and I to hold it up because we didn't know what we were doing. We never done it before. So I said, "Well, you hold this, I'll hold that," and we got it up.
Well, and it's a challenge with there's almost no new design out there, and this is probably back then. This is one of the newest, just a bitchin' hot model, and but sometimes the newest ones take the most little puzzle box kind of stuff to put together.
So you're going to see this guy, huh?
Yes, the 14th. I'll be talking to him.
I'm so glad you're doing this.
Oh, I'm enjoying the heck out of it. It's like I say, the history, I regret it, and I'm thinking, well, my penance for not learning the rest of history is to help put together as much of the current solar history, cooking history.
We have museums for all kinds of things. Airplanes, cars, bikes. Why not?
The idea behind the museum is I wrote together a real kind of flimsy prospectus just to say, well, here's the vision. Have a destination site, but then also be able to set people up with kits so they can put 6 or 8 of these kind of things, a variety of them in a trailer. But it's great. It's just, this is obviously what I live for these days.
Yeah, good for you.
It's just wonderful. And
well, good.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you. This will
Yeah,
wrap
yeah.
up the video anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, another addition
Good
to
deal.
the museum, number 77 or 78. I don't know. I'm losing track. I got a spreadsheet with them all.
Good for you, Luther.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy this
Oh,
is
this is great.
I am so glad I saved this fool thing. And tell that freak down there that made this, bless his heart. Really?
Yeah.
Did this come up? How did we do this? Did it come up?
It came up. Oh, this came down first.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And these came over.
Yep. And who knows? That might not even be right, but that's okay.
Yes, it was like this, something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, was that how we did it? Yeah, there it goes. There it goes.
Okay,
And
and then
that
this,
was-
like, to this or something.
Is that there or over here?
Oh, maybe it's all over there.
Yeah.
Will it fit?
Yeah. I think that's where it was. Maybe not.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no.
There we go. Okay.
That's better.
This one, and there was this one down here.
And then this one was,
Just gonna.
I guess.
These.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
No.
Ah, don't worry.
Oh
You can-
man, you got to
no
take
big
this to your museum, babe.
I've got a tarp that I'm gonna roll it in anyway.
Way to go.
You can't trust me with high technology. This is Luther Kruger, Big Blue Sun Museum of Solar Cooking in Minneapolis. And I'm here. Do you go by Guy or?
Guy, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Guy Fischer in beautiful Redwood City, California. Lush backyard, very productive. Oh man, I see all this stuff. I wish we could fit this in ours. And we're here to talk about his cooker that he invented. That I happened to pick up one in Oregon from Anthony and Victoria Stoppiello, who heard about my collection. And Guy has said, well, let's show you his, the one that's actually still in pretty good working order here. And tell us the story behind it.
Yeah, actually, this kind of evolved. I started out with just making a parabola and putting a pan on the focal point. And I found out that every time the wind would come up, it'd just blow the heat right away. So I figured I'd have to make an oven with it. And so the only way to make a convenient and thing that you could do, you know, on regular standard tools and things was make a trough parabola. And so that's how that came about. And then this, we like to take it out
Oh, you want to take
on
it?
outings.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
Yeah.
I made it collapsible, so
Sure.
it would collapse. And this, let's see.
This will be a great instructional video for when I restore the one that the Stoppiello's got me.
Upside down.
Oh, that's okay. That's the
And
first
then-
mistake we made when we tried to put it up.
Then you loosen this
Okay.
restraint thing.
Oh, that's right off. Okay.
Turn this out. And then you put this restraint back on again.
Ah, sure.
And then these clips are just unhook the reflectors, and these wires, I don't know if you can see that from this way. Wires just go into holes in the side here. You can see that from here. These wires just go in the hole. And so that's all there is to it. Then you can pick it up and turn it toward the sun. We don't have too much up here. And you just, for altitude, you undo this knob and aim it. And when the, let's see, I have a skewer here someplace. A lot of practice with it. Anyway, then you lift up the oven,
Oh wow. Okay.
and then got a skewerable pan. And we usually cooked everything in this pan. And we started to cook.
Oh, and it has that basically makes it gamble too, so you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about that.
and then
Yeah.
then you just when the shadow of the legs don't cross, then you know you got it for
Okay.
azimuth, and then when the shadow of the skewer, we don't seem to have enough sunlight here. Anyway, when the shadow of the skewer crosses the center point, you know it's adjusted for altitude. Then you put your stuff in the pan, and you close the oven up, and just let it cook.
Sure. So the heat trap, you got the parabolic trough, and I see, and you switched to, is this a polycarbonate or?
Yeah, this
With
is like plexiglass, only it's mirrored.
Sure.
Mirrored
Sure.
plexiglass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit lighter and it's more durable than the glass mirrors.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, so I switched to that.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little more expensive, and you can see this is now 30 years old, 40
Yeah.
years old.
4 years old, but still, this will cook. I mean, I
Yeah.
know from experience, you have to really have it deteriorate for much further than this before you got to worry about replacing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's deteriorating.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yeah. Wow. And so when you actually did sell some and shipped a few
Yeah.
overseas, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember shipping one out to a company, I think it was in Greece or someplace in Europe. And about 2 months later, we got a package in the mail. It was just a big package of broken pieces, shattered
no.
pieces, everything. It was all just so I said, no more export.
okay.
It just wasn't worth it, you know.
Yeah.
They just busted everything out. So never buy it. I mean, the thing just wasn't strong enough to ship
Okay.
overseas.
Sure.
It's just
And you probably, maybe you'd be able to ship it as a kit, but then it's counting on them doing
Put
it
it
right.
together
Yeah,
right.
yeah, because that is one of the things of all the people I've interviewed. Just about everyone said, when we get over there, you got to show them. You can't just hand it to them, even fully made. They'll have some that one of them said, well, they got back to me the next day and said it didn't work. Well, when did you put it out, and did you focus it at the sun? Oh, you mean during the day? Hello. It's, I mean, and it's. I mean, you think this should just be into a solar cooker. You want the sun, but yeah, you really have to be there. So, and I got to ask, what was and is your day job?
Yeah, actually, I was a maintenance supervisor for an electronics company
Okay.
here. It was called Ampex. They made the first video recorder.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it was
Sure. And then was there anything there, or what got you into solar?
solar was, like I say, when they cut off the gas.
Yep.
I used to ride my bike to work.
Sure.
And when they cut off the gas, I see all these people lining up at the gas stations, and I thought, God, something's got to be done. This country's on the wrong
Yeah.
road, you know. And so I was kind of interested in science anyway. And then I got that book. It's called Direct Use of the Sun's Energy, Farrington Daniels.
Craig Berglund in Reno. That's his Bible.
Yeah,
He does
it
every
was
solar.
mine too.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was. It's the best written book about solar energy I've ever come across.
Yeah, yeah. Any neighbors or friends that do solar, or it's just not? No.
Just listen.
Yeah.
We used to take this thing to local fairs and things like that.
Sure.
And people were vaguely interested in it, but
Yeah.
not enough to mess with it.
No.
People are in a hurry these days.
We are spoiled here. I was Dale Shuck, who was one of the first guys with Solar Cookers International. He's up in Sacramento. He said, for this country, one of the big problems is people just don't even cook anymore. I mean, it's they're so used to 2 minutes in the microwave, they got their ramen, or
Yeah.
4 minutes and they got their pizza, or what, and they're
Yeah, that's my grandkids are like that.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
Eating used to be a joy, a
Yes.
source of joy for
Yeah.
people.
Families
These
get
kids, it's
together.
only to sustain them. That's all.
Yeah.
It's,
No, and this is cool because I'm going to restore the glass mirrors even if I have to replace them, they're really nothing. I mean, I'm thinking the Target vanity mirrors are about the same width, maybe, the 12 inches or so.
Probably.
Yeah, and they're thinner for sure. But if I have to, I'll get the thicker ones because it's just the 4. If you said they're just a square foot mirror, that's
each tile was 1 square foot.
Okay.
And like I say, they were popular at the time.
Yeah.
You don't see them too much anymore.
No.
But people used to decorate with them.
Yeah. Well, great. I can't think of any other questions.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I do. I'm just looking at the symbol on the side there. Is that just a?
Yeah, it was just a little logo I made
Okay.
up for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring this around since it's still recording. Just I'll be able to capture it right here, I think. Yeah, a little side view.
I guess we could have, if I'd known the gardener wasn't coming, we could have met down there
Oh,
with the
that's
sun
all right.
shining.
That's okay. This is good. Okay. Any questions for me or?
Well, yeah. Does anybody make a solar cooker with a Fresnel lens on?
Yes, and they are incredibly hazardous. There's only one cooker design with a Fresnel lens that I feel is safe. The safest one, Sacramento, a guy named Bing Gu, he owns CaliforniaSunlight.com, California-sunlight.com, and you'll see 2 Fresnel lens cookers that he has for sale, the CS 3200 and 4200. One's 32 inches, is a square lens, but it's encased, the lens is in a frame, and then it's inside, it goes into a box that's aluminum flashing, a little higher grade than just roof flashing, so pretty sturdy, and a kind of a trapezoidal, corner of a box type thing, and it's set up so, and it has a tracker for both horizontal and azimuth and up and down. And what you do is you set it up so that you see the focus. It's about a 5-inch circle of light that hits a hole in the side, and then you just attach a box cooker, and inside the box cooker, that thing hits this metal plate for the heat retention, the heat sink, and it'll at 350 or 400 degrees easily with the box. I picked one up, and I say it's the safest because you can't you can't make that focal point go outside this box, set things on fire. So that's my gathering as much as I know about Fresnel lens cookers. It's the most efficient because the light is going through and very little of it is lost.
Yeah.
And obviously, and
it's easier to put an insulator.
Yes.
To keep the heat in.
Yeah.
When I first thought about selling these, I went to a product liability attorney, and he told me, put a big sign on there, wear dark glasses when you use them.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Absolutely.
That's what I did at the first one. This is an old one.
Well, it's still on the one I have.
Is it?
There. Yeah, the imprint is there. It's just a little faded. It's actually probably the least worn part of it, which is great because that's why I was able to track you down. I mean, the guy says, "Well, here it is," and he sends the photo, and I was able to zoom in and then just a little Google search and the patent, and you have a patent on it. About 3 years ago, just as a help to Tom Sponheim, who does the Solar Cookers International's wiki, I found that the Google has a patent search thing, which is pretty good. And so I just looked up any that said solar cooker, solar oven, and there are like 80 of them out there. And so I just posted the links onto the wiki, so people wouldn't have to go to Google search, because then you're getting the one at a time in this not quite usable format where here's the list,
Oh
yeah, and who the inventor was and so forth. Credit where credit is due. So
And I'm a believer in simplicity.
yes.
That's why, some guy made a comment about these 2 legs. I have them tied together with a piece of cord, and he said, "Well, that's pretty primitive." And I said, "Well, sure it is, but it's simple."
Yeah. Well, and how could you'd have to really abuse that, and then what? I'll replace it with another one.
Yeah,
it's just,
there you go.
Make it so the parts are replaceable. That's the ultimate.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was all made up. Well, I had a hard time finding the aluminized plexiglass at first, but then I found out the local Tap Plastics carried it.
And they did they curve it for you too, or is
No.
it?
What I did here is, this is PVC pipe also.
Okay.
And I heated it up. I built an oven out of heat lamps.
Sure.
and then I put these PVC pipe in it until it gets warm, and then when they're warm enough so they're pliable, I laid them over a form to make the parabolic curve,
Sure.
and then
Yeah.
drilled hole. So
And
then,
you
when they when they cool off, they hold the shape.
sure. And you heat up both the reflector and the
No, this is just glue.
Oh, just glue it on because it
Yeah.
molds anyway. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks sturdy enough, but still a thin enough mill where it'll.
Yeah,
hold.
this will
Yeah.
bend
Yeah.
easily. Yeah.
Yep. And that's just a what? Is that a 1 inch or a 3/4 inch?
This is a 3/4 inch, and this is 1/2 inch, and this is 3/4.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, the stand is 3/4. Okay. Yeah, and people could do the same thing with metal if they wanted, if they really wanted. But it's all. Yeah.
Simple.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much. This is
Well,
fantastic. I'm glad you could take
It's
a.
a pleasure to meet you.